In the frozen hush of the frontier winter, Evelyn Ward has spent her whole life believing she is a burden, someone meant to apologize for existing. But everything changes the night she tries to warn rancher Thomas Hale away from choosing her. Instead of stepping back, he steps closer, revealing a truth he has guarded for years. In a snowfall that softens even the hardest edges of the West, Evelyn discovers she has been loved, quietly, fiercely, patiently. This tender frontier tale unravels heartbreak, courage, and the slow-burning kind of love that gives two wounded souls the home they never thought they deserved. The wind carried a soft hush over the frontier as winter settled deep into the valley, muffling every sound beneath a thick blanket of snow. The world lay white and waiting, and somewhere in that quiet stillness walked a woman who had spent her entire life trying not to take up space. Her name was Evelyn Ward, a seamstress who had known more hardship than comfort, more silence than kindness. People called her gentle, capable, polite, but she never believed any of it. Inside, she carried a certainty carved from years of loneliness. She was a burden. An obligation. Someone men didn't choose, they tolerated. Evelyn had lived with that truth for so long that it felt like part of her bones. She never expected anyone to look at her and see something worth holding on to. Then came Thomas Hale, a rancher known for his steady hands and solemn nature. He was the kind of man people trusted without question, built of quiet strength and long patience. He had lost family, land, time, more than most men could bear, yet he kept going. And somewhere between the seasons, he started noticing Evelyn. Noticing the way she helped neighbors before helping herself. Noticing the way she stitched torn shirts for widowers who couldn't afford to repay her. Noticing the way her eyes softened when she looked at the horizon, as if she were waiting for something she'd never admit she wanted. The problem was simple, really. Thomas had fallen in love with her years ago. And Evelyn had no idea. When he finally told her he wanted her to spend the winter at his ranch, just until the storms pass, she tried to refuse him. She stood outside his barn while snowflakes melted in her hair and whispered, "Thomas, you don't have to do this. I don't want to be a weight on your life." He looked at her as if she'd broken something precious. "Evelyn," he said softly, "you are many things. A weight has never been one of them." But she shook her head, breath turning to white mist. "You don't understand. Men like you choose women who are brighter, stronger, women who aren't carrying so much shame." Thomas stepped closer, brushing the snow from her shoulder with the back of his glove. "I've carried many things in my life," he murmured. "I've buried people, rebuilt fences after storms, and kept land running that should have died years ago. But the hardest thing I ever carried, Evelyn, was keeping quiet while I loved you." Her breath hitched. She stared at him as if she couldn't believe the world had tilted. "I waited," he continued, voice thick, "because I thought you needed time. I waited because I didn't want to scare you. But I shouldn't have. I should have told you a long time ago." A tear slipped down her cheek, warm against the freezing air. "You love me." "I've loved you," he said, "in every season I've known you." The snow kept falling, soft and endless. For the first time in her life, Evelyn didn't try to pull away, didn't make herself small. She allowed herself to be seen. Thomas reached for her hands, roughened by years of needlework and survival. "Stay with me," he whispered. "Not because you owe me anything. Not because you need a place to go. Stay because you deserve a home. And I want, God, I want, to be the man who gives it to you." She didn't speak. She simply stepped into his arms, letting the truth settle around her like the winter snow. For the first time, she wasn't a burden. She wasn't a shadow. She was wanted. Chosen. Loved in a way that felt slow and steady, like the land itself. And for Thomas Hale, holding her beneath the falling snow, there was only one regret left in his heart.